ब्रह्मां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
भूय एव महाबाहो
भूय एव महाबाहो
शृणु मे परमं वचः
शृणु मे परमं वचः
यत्तेऽहं प्रीयमाणाय
यत्तेऽहं प्रीयमाणाय
वक्ष्यामि हितकाम्यया
वक्ष्यामि हितकाम्यया
न मे विदुःसुरगणाः
न मे विदुः सुरगणाः
प्रभवं न महर्षयः
प्रभवं न महर्षयः
अहमादिर्हि देवानां
अहमादिर्हि देवानां
महर्षीणां च सर्वशः
महर्षीणां च सर्वशः
यो मामजमनादिं च
यो मामजमनादिं च
वेत्ति लोकमहेश्वरम्
वेत्ति लोकमहेश्वरम्
असम्मूढः समर्थ्येषु
असम्मूढः समर्थ्येषु
सर्वपापैः प्रमुच्यते।
सर्वपापैः प्रमुच्यते।
Yeah. So we had started the 10th chapter in the last class, where Sri Krishna is continuing the Ishvara Swarupa Vivaranam, continuing the discussion of Ishvara Swarupa. What is the nature of what is the nature of Ishvara? That is a continuation. So 7th was that, 9th was that, and then 10th also is the same topic. So first three shlokas of this chapter, introduction to this chapter itself. An introduction is that he's going to say that in the third shloka. What exactly is the content? So far, he said that listen to my nature. The first shloka he said. Second shloka he says, my nature is not known even to. Okay, all of you can mute yourself, please. Thank you. In the second shloka, he's saying that Name Vidu Suragana. My nature, even the so-called rishis don't know my nature. Correct? So important it is. What that tells us is, to me, what that tells is that it doesn't matter who you are. You think you're great, you need not be great. Okay, you think you're great, that's good. That's glad you think you're great. That's a great start. But you need not be great according to some shastras. Okay, you need not be great. And you think you're not great. Well, that let's come back to the shastram. Shastram says you have the opportunity to become great. Okay, and for that the requirement is not some you we have must have traveled the world and this and that. No, it's not that. So therefore, it's an opportunity for all of us. So that's the beauty of this shloka number two. And number three, we need to look at. Okay. So Yomam Ajam Anadinchai Vetti Loka Maheshwaram. So one who knows me, that is the idea here. And so there is a Phalashruti. What is the benefit of knowing me? That is what the shloka is saying. And so sometimes Swamiji talks about how our life oftentimes revolves around a career. What should my son study? What should my daughter study? Revolves around, what is the latest, greatest? Not worrying about what the person really wants. What is his mindset, her mindset? And so there's a lot of insecurity around making sure my children study the right field. They don't want to get stuck studying some psychology. These days, people are taking psychology. I noticed that many people are doing it. I'm very happy about that. But those days, if you studied psychology, means they said they'll think something is wrong with you. And this mindset, Indian mindset, is confused mindset oftentimes. And so they'll say what is wrong to study, what is right to study. Hey, every knowledge is Saraswati. How can something be wrong to study? Okay. So Swamiji talks about those days in India, it used to be chartered accountancy, CA. Everybody has to study CA. Then afterwards, medicine and engineering came into the field. And afterward, computers came into the field. Engineering gone, medicine is gone. Everybody wants to study computers, computer science. And when I was joining school and all, computer science impossible to get. You must have a top rank in order to get some computer science, admission somewhere in one of the institutes. And these days, everybody is doing computer science. Good, but the point is, what is it's the mindset that is driving us to do all these things, and we have to take the time to ask fundamental questions. That is what Krishna is saying here. He's making a very bold statement. Yo mam ajam anadim cha veti. One who knows me as ajam, unborn, and anadi, beginningless. Okay, that person, we have to become that person. That is what he's saying here. And in our Jugovindam, Jugovindam is a popular uh, grantha which is chanted. It is chanted often. And it's popular also. At least in southern India, it's very popular. And M.S. Subbulakshmi made it even more popular by singing it. And so there, see, somebody asked me to, somebody asked me to talk, and then I spoke. It's right here only. After a long time, they invited me because I don't keep my mouth shut. Somebody said you should invite Jayakumar. Then they invited me, and the talk went really well. An introductory talk on Vedanta, this, that, and that, really well. And they said I should give more talks like this. Okay, now I said, let's study a text, some simple text we study. You're all 70 plus, and this it's a time for us to study the Shastram proper. Okay, and then I got the feedback. He said he will discuss with his team. The feedback is, I don't know if our people have, you know, text studying the text one day, then after 2 weeks next class, and then another 2 weeks next class, they may forget all these things. This is the feedback I got. Then I tried to turn it around. I said, okay, let's do a very simple text. It's called Bhajagovinda, and everybody knows Bhajagovinda, and they can even chant it in class, and so they can connect to Adi Shankaracharya through this basic text, and it's very basic also. Big complicated ideas are not there. Then he liked that very much. Then he said, I'm going, let me give me a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. I will make them chant these things. Then we can resume, he said. Because otherwise, what happens? If you're forced to give constant public talks without any continuity, then I'll have to, these are all, I call them masala talks. Masala Vedanta talks. Means you have to inspire. Inspiring talk. Good talks, no doubt, no doubt. We don't waste our time. Very good talks. But I have to decide which masala to teach next class. Which dish I have to cook next class. This is what I have to think. And after a while, it will be harder for me to prepare because now I have to invent new stuff and decide what to teach. So this becomes more difficult on me also. So so he got the thing. I'm waiting to see what happens. Okay, it's still work in progress. Okay, I'll let you know. But so there in Bhajagovinda, Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. There's a nice little question they're asking. They're saying Kastvam, who are you? Koham, who am I? Kuta ayataha, where did we all come from? And then Kame Janani, who is my mother? Kame Janani, Kome Tataha. Kome Tataha, who is my father? Where did they all come from? Iti Paribhavaya. Another? Iti Paribhavaya Sarvam Asaram. It jumps to Sarvam Asaram. Hey, everything is a dukkha. Bija is there in everything. So Sarvam Asaram. And then Vishwam Tektva Swapna Vicharam. Like that he says. Hey, don't get lost in this world of things, attractive things. Swapna Vichar is a swapna. The world is like a swapna. You must find that is a swapna. Otherwise, you will think the swapna is the real thing, right? So that is what he's saying there. So ask all those fundamental questions. So earlier we said that, right? Earlier Viveka Chudamani we quoted the 7 questions the student asked. What was that?
को नाम बंद को
Ko nama bandhaha katamesha agataha katham pratisthasya katham vimokshaha कः असौ अनात्मा परमः क आत्मा तयोर विवेकः कथमेतदुच्यताम्. That's it. With these 7 questions, the student has basically covered. This is what I want to know. This is what I want. That means the teacher has not much choice to go around and all that. And like this one, Bhrigu also said something similar. He was even more direct. He said, Bhrigurvaivarunihi Varunam Pitaram Upasasara Bhrigu approached Varuna, his father, and said, Adihi Bhagavo Brahmeti. Over. One sentence, that's all. Even more cryptic than Viveka Chudaman. Teach me what is Brahma. That means all this bandha and all that I understand. You don't have to explain all that to me. Purushartha and all I understand. You don't have to explain. That's it. Straight away Pancha Kosha Viveka and then straight away approaches Ananda, Sachidananda in that Taittiriya Upanishad. Very beautiful. So Mam Ajam Anadim Cha. So this thing about the origin, the that which does not have birth, that which is the cause of all causes, but yet does not have a cause. That is the meaning of Anadi, causeless cause. Okay, beginningless cause. All these are even scientists love to think like that because science itself means unraveling the truth behind every phenomenon, correct? Unraveling how does this happen? Water boils. Why it always boils at what is this boiling thing? Boiling point, and then freezing point, this, that. So this all comes from proper study of what's happening. And since there is predictability of what is happening, then the human mind says there is a law, and I want to figure out what the law is. That law. So that is how whole science develops. And here, of course, Bhagavan is pushing the scientist also. It is not enough to simply study this phenomenological world. You got to go behind that also. And so that's how all these scientists, particle physics, and this and that start. Generally, when we grow up, we are not the fundamental sciences are not encouraged because the fear is that this fellow will end up being a teacher somewhere with very little salary, physics and chemistry. So that mindset was there long ago. I hope today it's not like that. And that mindset has to be inculcated. Whatever we do, that child, that person is inquisitive or not. If inquisitive, then nourish that inquisitiveness based on what the child wants to do. I think that is the best. So even when we spoke about Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam, there also we talked about this. What did we say? How should one choose their profession, field of study? Okay, okay. Sattva Pradhana, Rajo Pradhana, and Tamo Pradhana. Okay. So based on that, that person's interest will be like that. So Rajo Pradhana means that person will want to do things related to business. Business oriented mindset will be there. So I want to run a business, I want to study management, I want to study this, like that they will start thinking. And Sattva Pradhana means more research oriented. Okay, research oriented, trying to unravel things for whose benefit, because it's a joy. When I know something, it is joyful, that's it. Benefit kuch nahi hai, means I don't personally, I don't benefit from that, but if I can get paid for it, that's good, because I need to survive also. And so that mindset will be there. So we saw that there. And so here, yaha mam ajam anajam cha veti. Veti is the verb there. Verb is veti, one who knows. Yaha veti, one who knows. Knows me, knows mam. Mam veti, knows me. As what? The ajam, the cause which has no birth. Ajam literally means no birth. And ajam and anadi. Anadi is also cause. Cause which has no beginning. You can't trace back. Can't trace back. So our Puranas do a beautiful job of showing that. Our comic strips, the Amar Chitra Katha, they show Shiva and Parvati are Mount Kailash. And Mount Kailash means that's the end of it. Beyond that, you can't go anywhere. And so they don't have any parents. Shiva has no parents. Parvati also has no parents. That's it. Everything stops until that point. So, so they don't have to. This in-law problem was not there for them. The same thing with Vishnu, Lakshmi, and all that. No problem. They're all there. And then Vishnu is just relaxing. It's nice to see Vishnu relaxing, because if Vishnu is stressed out, imagine our lives, right? So we need to see all that. We need that. And so Ajam, Anadi was that is what is being brought out by those images. And and of course that person is Loka Maheshwaram. Loka Maheshwaram. Vishnu, Shiva, everybody. There are Loka Maheshwaram means Loka is this universe. And Maheshwaram Maheshwaram. The ultimate Lord of this world, the controller of this world, the knower of this world. Only the knower of this world can be the controller of this world, and the one from whom everything has happened. And so, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya, Karanam, Karana Ishvaraha is being mentioned in this first line. And then asammudhassa martyeshu. Asammudaha saha martyeshu sarvapapaihi pramuchyate. So now that yaha, that one person, that person who is an asammudaha among the martyeshu, among the mortals, that person is asammudaha. Mudaha, sammudaha. Mudaha, deluded. Sammudaha, completely deluded. Asammudaha, no longer deluded. So this muda, we have to give up the definition of foolish and all that. The colloquial meaning of muda and all, we need to let go. As far as Shastram is concerned, mudaha, sammudaha means one who does not have viveka. And what is viveka? Tattva Bodhakara says, Atma Anatma Vastu Viveka. Hey, there is something called Atma which is different from Anatma. Everything I am dealing with is Anatma. Anatma is Anityam. And there has to be something called Nityam. This is called Viveka. And the one who does not have Viveka is Sammudaha. One who has that Viveka is called Asammudaha. So that's the way to look at this. And what happens to the person? Sarva papaihi pramuchyate. Pramuchyate. Much dhatu, same moksha, same dhatu. Muchyate is freed from. Totally freed. Pramuchyate. Totally freed. From what? Sarva papaihi. From all papas, that person is free. That is the phalam of this jnanam. Ishvara jnanam phalam is being talked about here. So let's that concludes this shloka. Let's look at the translation. Among mortals, comma, those discerning ones, DISCERN, those discerning ones who know me to be birthless, to know, who know me to be birthless, comma, causeless. Okay, birthless, causeless, and the great Lord of the universe, and the great Lord of the universe, comma, okay, become freed from all sins, or becomes freed. It should be becomes freed from all sins. Okay, so it must be written in singular because yaha it says here. So among mortals, those that discerning one, we should say, that discerning person, okay, singular, who knows me, we should say, not know me, who knows me, and then everything else becomes freed from all papa. So let me repeat that. Among mortals, that discerning person who knows me to be birthless, comma, causeless, comma, and the great Lord of the universe, comma, becomes freed from all papa. Okay, got that? Yeah. Let's chant the next two shlokas go together, 4 and 5. बुद्धिर्ज्ञानमसम्मोहः
बुद्धिर्ज्ञानमसम्मोहः
क्षमा सत्यं दमः शमः
क्षमा सत्यं धमः शमः
सुखं दुःखं भवो भावः
सुखं दुःखं भवो भावः
भयं चाभयमेव च
भयं चाभयमेव च
ahimsa samata tushtihi
ahimsa samatha tushtihi
tapodanam yasho yashaha.
tapodhanam yasho yashah
Bhavanti bhava bhutanam
bhavanti bhava bhutanam
matta eva prithagvidhaha.
matta eva prathak vidhaha.
Yeah. So this shloka 4 and shloka 5 comprises one sentence. Bhagavan is listing a lot of attributes, a lot of entities are being listed here. And then in the end, 5, shloka number 5, end, if you look, matta eva prithagvidaha bhavanti. Bhavanti is the verb there in the last line. Bhavanti mattaha eva prithagvidaha. From me alone, all these things have come. Okay? That is the main sentence, correct? Mattaha eva. From me alone, all these things have come. And all those things he is enumerating in shloka number 4 and 5. That is the way to look at this. So, first 3 shlokas, introduction is over. Now, from 4 to 11, a brief description of Ishvara Swarupam is given. Okay? And later on, Arjuna will ask a question, etc. And then we'll ask Krishna to elaborate. And then Krishna will continue his elaboration later. But 4 to 11 is that brief portion. Okay? And so, since we have already seen Parat Prakriti, Aparat Prakriti, there is consciousness, there is object of consciousness. Okay? These are the only two things in this world. There's nothing else left. So there is Atma and there is Anatma. These are the words we've seen. And so, or there is Atma, there is material. Sometimes we use these words, right? Material for Anatma. Material does not literally mean the material that we generally perceive. Even the not perceivable things can be material. Means that is considered as apara prakritihi anatma. So body also is anatma, mind is anatma, buddhi is anatma. Anything that you can objectify is anatma. We saw all that. Okay. So you have what is it? You have also atma anatma. Then you have aprameyaha prameyaha. Now you can use so many words for these things. Correct? What is the meaning of aprameyaha and prameyaha? Prameyaha, that which can be objectified, that which you can point to and you can objectify and think about it. That's called prameyaha. Which you cannot think about is called aprameyaha. Okay? So these are all different words. So here, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is dividing. Uh, so he's going to give the vibhuti. This is vibhuti yoga. So he's going to tell everything. The things that I'm going to tell you it all came from me only. It is not separate from me. He's going to say. Why should he say that? Because it's important for me to think through it and then recognize Bhagavan in all those glories, which I think I have taken it up. So this is my glory, and Bhagavan says it's not your glory. It is me alone manifest through your body, your mind. So here Krishna divides it into two. Divides this glory. What is the two? One is Bahya Prapancha. Bahya Prapancha means the outside world. The other is Antara Prapancha, body, mind, senses, things through which I can recognize Bhagavan. Okay, so Buddhihi, Jnanam, etc. starting. So all that is Antara Prapancha. All the things that I that are there in my body, in this confines of this body. Okay, that is the way that is the way it is. And it says the indication is in order to recognize Bhagavan, you don't have to go out there. Your own body and mind functions are enough to appreciate Bhagavan. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to say, I have to climb the mountain. Oh, I'm already 90 years old. I wish I could have gone to Parani, Subramania temple. Those days couldn't go. Now I can't climb. Don't worry, you don't have to climb any mountain to see Bhagavan. This is the idea here. And so beautiful. And so here he's saying, look at that. Buddhihi, jnanam, asammohaha. Like that, he's giving a big list. Buddhihi and jnanam seems very similar. Okay. So here, Shankaracharya, buddhihi. Okay. The capacity to reveal subtle things is called buddhihi. Things that are subtle, things that the average, things that are not obvious. Okay. That capacity is called buddhihi. Shankaracharya says that. Okay. And which means what? Whenever you see something or hear something, you pick up some subtle point. Oh, you say, oh means something more than what the person has actually said. And the person is trying to tell you something, and you figured it out. You figured it out. Okay. And that is a Shukshma Buddhi. Swami Tadatmanandaji in New Jersey gives an example. Long ago I heard this, and that's coming to me right now. A family of four, mother, father, daughter, and son, okay, are going to a museum. They're seeing a painting on the wall. Seeing a painting on the wall. And a big painting, and it's a museum, a lot of paintings are there. And then the youngest one, the daughter says, Mama, look bananas. Look bananas. Okay. Then the son says, oh, that's a very old bicycle. Means I have a better bicycle than this bicycle. That is a meaning. Oh, it's a very old bicycle. The father says, this canvas is made of cotton, or what kind of canvas this is? It seems a little cracked all these places. The mother is appreciating the beauty of the painting. The mother is thinking, looked at the painting and said, what must have gone in the mind of the painter? Who could be this painter? Okay. So she is appreciated the whole painting. The whole painting is supposed to be seen and appreciated, but everybody else got caught up in some small little aspect. Nothing wrong with that, but that's the extent of maturity that is there. And so uh, that buddhi, that is buddhi, sukshma, that sukshma vishaya, jnanam is buddhi, ability to see things that are not easy to see. That is buddhi. And we pick up in our daily life, constantly we are doing this. Constantly we are doing this. Somebody passed away, somebody's home. I give this example because it happens constantly in our places. And this is reality. We have to talk about reality. We are living in a senior citizen home. So it's constantly there is some message going on. Somebody passed away like that. So then you attend to them, etc. And then what you should say, what you should not say. All these things are important, right? Under such circumstances. Hi, hello. You don't go like that. It's not. That's not the time to just go do that. Neither when you leave their home do you say, "I'll come back." Sometimes they say you should not say, "I'll come back." So these things we have to be aware of. Otherwise, we don't. There's no lesson. We don't get a lesson on these kinds of things. We just pick it up based on our lives. And the child. That's why the children also should be involved in many of these activities. And quietly, the parents should. That means not young children, but depending on the context. That's how they learn because this is their only opportunity to learn. And so we look for those opportunities. Okay, anyway, buddhihi, then jnanam. Jnanam. And Shankara says jnanam is a product of buddhi. When the sukshma buddhi is there, then what is the result of that? You get jnanam. You know what is what, only with that kind of a sukshma buddhi. And because yahan par to there is we are going deeper. It is not knowledge of some object. It is not another new technology, and this is not technology. And so this is the going into the mind of the technologist, and even that also is may not be a correct statement. And it's talking about finally atma, the yena sarvam yad vacha na abhyuditam yena vag abhyudyate. Hey, that which cannot be objectified by vak. Okay, yad vacha na abhyuditam yena vag abhyudyate. That by which speech comes. Okay, that atma we are talking about. So the knowledge of that atma is jnanam. And of course the whole world is full of things, and thing means knowledge. Thing means knowledge. You and I see a gross object out there, but so much knowledge is involved there. Look at the medical science, how it is progressing, because even after so many decades, centuries, it's still progressing. They haven't figured out much enough. It looks like they don't think they know it all. Constantly going on, constant, and no amount of care is enough. Is it not? No amount of care is enough, and it's so amazing to me what kind of systems we have in place, and still they have to do a lot of work. And so matta eva. Okay, go back to the fifth shloka. Matta eva jnanam. Whatever knowledge it is, the knowledge that's there in your mind, the knowledge of objects that are there, knowledge of atma, everything is me. Matta eva. And since, what did we say earlier? We don't produce knowledge. No human being, even the inventor, does not produce knowledge. Why? Because the knowledge already is there. It's already there. It is potential. It is potential to be discovered. Knowledge is available for you to discover it. And so, therefore, for us, no problem. It's very easy for us to say that knowledge is not separate from Bhagavan. That knowledge is Ishvara. Ishvara Vibhuti. We can easily say that. Whereas a Christian cannot say that, because there is a dichotomy. Dichotomy has been created. So that person, it will be more difficult to see. More difficult to see. Okay. So these things keep in mind. And then asammoha. Asammoha. Same thing. Asammudaha was said earlier. So here a different noun is used. Moha, delusion. Mudaha, one who is deluded. Okay. And Puju Swamiji says, taking the time, taking the time to figure things out, not jumping to conclusions. Okay. That is the example he gives. And without hurrying and looking into things and understanding them. And that makes that makes for asammoha. And sammoha, delusion, asammoha. The reason why is this moha talked about? Because there's constantly first of all, our sense organs are what they are. The mind is whatever they are, and it only reports what is there out there. But you see, the sun is moving, sun is rotating, and they tell you should look eastward. Sun rises in the east. Also, we studied as a child. So as a child, it's very clear. Sun is moving. Sun rises in the east. Sun is moving. Now you suddenly are telling me sun is not moving means what? My eyes also tell me sun is moving. You taught me sun is moving from the east to west. Correct. It's perfect. And then finally you have to tell that it's not what they taught you in school. Did you mean the teacher in my second grade they was lying to me? No, they're not lying to you. They were using a trick, and it's called that trick is called Adhyaropa Apavada trick. Adhyaropa Apavada. What is the Adhyaropa? Adhyaropa means say things as you see it, then later on you negate it. That is called Apavada. Because our entry into the world of Atma is through Anatma. So like that we should tell our child it's called Adhyaropa Apavada. What, mom? What is this? You're getting confused. Your language has changed after studying all this Bhagavad Gita. And so, asammoha, that the distortion is constantly happening. And constantly we are good at seeing things exactly as they should be seen. When there is a doubt, we also ask. And so, perfect. And so, asammoha. That asammoha also is me. Mattaha eva. Jnanam is me, I said. Why? Because Jnanam is given. And it's only the question is, I know or not? Have I removed the ignorance or not? That is the only thing I can do. But I can't say this knowledge. That's why patenting never started in India. The idea of patenting never started in India. You look at the books, Madhavacharya and all, Kerala School of Astronomy, you look at them. That series, Madhava series, okay? They say Leibniz series for pi. The pi is equal to 22 by 7 is equal to 3.14 and all that we studied. The conference I was talking about that. That pi was that series, Leibniz series. Well, 300 years before Leibniz, this Madhava made that series. So, what should you call this series? Madhava series or Leibniz series, right? That is the question. And you look at Madhava, he doesn't say, I am the inventor of this series. He says, Narayana is the inventor of this series. Because they are not interested in giving their names. That's how the culture was. But in this day and age, you can't do that. You have to protect the intellectual property also. You have to, if in this world where people are just, might is right. And so there you have to kind of protect yourself. And so knowledge is mattaha eva, asammohaha, mattaha eva, buddhihi, mattaha eva, kshama. Kshama. Kshama is this shock absorbing capacity. That is what is kshama. Patience, we say, right? What is patience? Shock absorbing capacity. I hear something unpleasant. I can jump or I can just take it and then accept it first and then respond in whichever way I have to respond. That capacity only the human being has. That capacity. And because I can ask the question, now what? So what? So what? So what is a very important question, right? I think you know by now. That so what? So what? So what? Okay? That so what? Kshama is so what? And so Swamiji says, the capacity of the mind to not internalize external unpleasant situations is called kshama. Okay? Very interesting way to put it. Okay, so that kshama matta eva, that is also me. That is from me and that is me. Okay, and then what? Satyam. Satyam. Satyam is a see what they have done. Our acharyas, our shastram. They said, okay, so many values are there. What is that one value that you want to highlight? Ahimsa paramo dharma. That is quoted often. Ahimsa. Satyam. Satyam is very interesting. Taittiriya Upanishad talks about Satyam. Satyam vada, dharmam chara, like that. Satyam vada. The beauty is this. The idea there is, if that honesty is paramount in my life, then all other values will automatically follow. You don't have to teach this person. Ahimsa, you don't have to teach the person. Satyam is there means that person can figure out, wait a minute, I want to eat the animal, but the animal is running away from me. Why the animal is running away from me? Oh, it doesn't want to be eaten by me. It doesn't want to be hurt by me. Therefore, ahimsa is automatic. Automatic. The fact that I don't want to be hurt by others automatically tells me others also don't want to be hurt by me. That is also clear to me, but it's not automatic. And so everything else follows. All other values follow. And so the satyam is therefore uh, very important. And this satyam is not the satyam mithya satyam. Okay? This is satyam is truth, being honest, truthfulness. The meaning is truthfulness. And so there, this Shastra spends a lot of time on this. Satyanna pramaditavyam. Do not, do not be indifferent to speaking the truth. And speaking the truth also further. Satyam vada, priyam vada, hitam vada. Satyam vada, speak the truth. Speak the truth. Your dress is your dress is ruffled. Why? What happened? Did you not take a bath today? So speak the truth means yeah, dress is ruffled is correct, but you don't. It doesn't say you have to say the truth about everything and everybody all the time. Whatever you speak, let it be true. That's all it means. Doesn't mean you go around telling all the true things in this world. Whatever you see is the true. I'm true. I speak the truth all the time. No, no, no. Priyam vada. That's why Priyam vada. Priyam vada. Say things that are not hurtful. That are not hurtful. Swamiji says, Puja Swamiji, he says, only a teacher can hurt. Because the teacher is constantly speaking the truth, or at least he or she should speak the truth. Therefore, the capacity that hurting is always there with the teacher. Means the teacher can hurt. Because truth always comes, which is something we may not like. We may hear something we don't like. But even the teacher has to be careful, has to follow these tenets. Satyam vada, priyam vada. Tell it in a way that is uh, that is pleasant to hear, acceptable. Okay. Then further, that alone is not enough. Hitam vada. Simply because it's pleasant and all, and pleasantries, exchanging pleasantries is not enough. And then you have to hitam vada. It must be useful to you. It must be useful to others. That's why don't go on lecturing, talking. And somebody came to your house and therefore you victimize the person by saying all your sob stories. It's called victimization. That fellow is wondering. And then you ask, do you want any juice or food? And all? He says, no, 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 no. No, no, I have to go. In fact, right now I'm in a hurry. And then he said, no, you know what happened? Like you start again. And that fellow already said, I'm going to leave. I don't want anything. I need somebody's waiting for me and all. No, I am not listening to any of that. Just this, you've come here. It is your duty to listen to what I have to say. No, no. Hitam vada. Hitam vada. So this satyam is such an important thing. And yeah, this jihva me madhumattama, Taittiriya Upanishad. Um, இது எப்படி ஆரம்பிக்கும்? So jihva me madhumattama, jihva, tongue, me madhumattama. Let that speech which is associated with tongue, let it be so good that madhumat means as though there is honey in the tongue. Means it's so nobody can question it. Unquestionably straight. Vang me manasi pratishtita, mano me vachi pratishtitam. Vang me manasi pratishtita. Me manasi, in my mind, vak pratishtita. Whatever I'm going to say, whatever I'm going to say now, it must be there in the mind. Means you say what is there in your mind. Don't try to say something and then different than what you thought about. Vang me manasi pratishtita, mano me vachi pratishtitam. Then other way around also. Me vachi, in my words, let my mind be focused and let my mind be on the words I speak. Means the word and mind should be aligned with each other. This pakka straight line. Look at the mantra. This is a like Shanti mantra, like Sahana Vavatu. It is a mantra. It is a Shanti mantra. Vangme manasi pratishtita. Then Shanno Mitra Shamvarunaha, Shanno Bhavatvaryama, Shanna Indro Brihaspatihi, Shanno Vishnu Rurukramaha, Namo Brahmane, Namaste Vayo, Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi, Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami, Ritam Vadishyami, Satyam Vadishyami. Ritam Satyam. They could have started with Satyam Vadishyami. Means I will speak the truth. Okay. But then they have to add one more. Ritam Vadishyami. This shows the commitment to Satyam. Speak the truth. Okay, speak the truth over. But why Ritam? Ritam means somebody told me something and everybody thinks it's true and there is reason to believe it is true. But then I have a doubt. Is it really true? Is it? I mean, is this what? Is this really true? Yeah, he believes it to be true, and that's he told me the truth. I accepted. Now it is in my hands. Is it really the truth? Shastram says it is your responsibility to figure out if it is the truth. That is called rhythm. Rhythm. This rhythm is violated, constantly violated. Do you know where? Forwarding a WhatsApp message. Constantly violated. Sometimes I go, I do Google. Somebody sent a message. It looks attractive and looks very profound also. And then you look, and then snobs.com, fake. And sometimes I send a message back. You know what? You can't. Did you look at Google? So I sent them that link. I don't need to do all these things, but sometimes it just comes out of me. What can I do? And so you have to verify all these things. That verification is called Ritam. Ritam Madhishyami. Those days itself, they knew, I think, this WhatsApp is going to come. And willy nilly, people are going to forward stuff. And people start believing everything is Satyam. And no, everything is not Satyam. So, this Satyam is so important. It's a very loaded word, Satyam. And so, then, Damaha, Damaha, Shamaha. I mean, these are all familiar words to you. Damaha, mastery of one's sense organs, five sense organs, and five organs of action. So all the hands, Panipadam also included in this. Damaha. So I feel like doing something, I stop myself. Not just consuming and all that. Sense organs, okay, but also organs of action. Okay. Anger has come. I feel like saying something. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. Just stop. You can say the same thing later. Just 2 minutes later, you can say the same thing. Just wait for 1 minute, okay? That's it. That's it. I've gained mastery over myself. That's it. And so damaha, shamaha, mind. At the level of the mind itself, you stop. I won't get angry also because the person said something, and I've stopped it right here at the mind. Therefore, anger has not arisen. That's called mastery of the mind. Shamaha. And they use Shastra uses, commentators use this all the time. Shamadamadi, they will say. Shamadama. So that shows this Shamadama, these values are so important for our study and for any human being for to lead a normal life also. And so if Shama is there, Dhamma need not be practiced. If Shama is insufficient, Dhamma has to be practiced. You know, you have to use your deliberation. Deliberately you have to practice that. Okay. Then Sukham. Happiness is from me. Hey Arjuna. Sukham mattaha eva. Sukham. And I am happy. I made my family happy. All these are going to come. And but eventually Shastra is going to say happiness, you can only create sorrow. You can't create happiness. At best, you can only be a thorn. You only and so who are you to say I created happiness? For a while I kept my mouth shut and everybody was happy. Okay, that is good. So that much you can take credit for that. And so therefore Sukham Mattaha Eva. All the things related to Sukham is me alone. Dukkham, Dukkham. He says Dukkham also is me. Krishna is saying, why Dukkham is me? Because Dukkham comes from unpleasant experiences. Unpleasant experiences comes from karma, Papa karma. And Papa karma is a law. It's a law. law not created by me. Therefore, if the law is not created by the human being, then dukkham also cannot be from a human being. Sukham cannot be from a human being. It has to be from the law, and law is Ishvara, Niyati is Ishvara, Karma is Ishvara. Therefore, Mattaha eva dukkham and sukham. We'll continue. Bhavaha, Abhavaha, etc. is there. We'll continue that discussion next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om